Hello YouTubers and rcers. Marshall here from Budget Guy RC. Thought I'd do a little bit different update this time. First of all, as you can see, got my ECX Torment right here. Got some goodies in the mail, and I'm going to bring them over towards the camera once I open them and show y'all what they are. But I had some goodies come in the mail. So the post office was nice to me this week. Got a couple goodies in the mail. And for a budget guy, I got my first ever new battery. It's a Venom. It's the Venom 4200 milliamp. Well, let me bring it over there. You have to excuse me, my studio tonight is my bed. So you're going to see the truck bounce a little bit because I'm filming this from the bed. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's my new 4200 Venom 6-cell battery. My first brand new battery. The truck came with an 1800 milliamp with it. I ordered from eBay a 3300 milliamp used to go in it, but when I went out there and did the test run at the track, the guy was telling me, well, that 3300 you got might be good enough for the qualifying race, but then if you get in the race, you're going to want at least a 4200 or better to be able to do the race. And the good thing about it is it comes with this type of end on it, but then a bunch of different adapters, and one of them just happens to be the EC3 adapter, which is what mine takes. So this works out pretty good. Got this brand new on eBay, shipped to me for free. No, it was like $27, but hey, good deal. 4200 milliamp 6-cell nickel metal, and the adapters right here to hook it up to my truck. Now, in a minute, after I show y'all the other thing, this video is gonna be a little more on some questions I want to ask some fellow YouTubers and some fellow RCers and see what they can come up with for me. See if they can give me some good answers, some good suggestions, you know. Because like I said in my unboxing video and everything, I'm a total noob at this. I'm just getting started. Now my next goodie, try to cut this open without cutting myself. My next goodie Alright, here's my next goodie. I know you probably can't see that hanging there. I'm going to try to get it in the light a little bit better. There you go. That's another Dynamite 15 turn. Brand new motor with the pinion. It's a 15 turn motor with a 19 tooth pinion. My bad, I said 19 turn. 15 turn motor with a 19 tooth pinion. It's a brand new one. So, because the only thing I had in here that I could run was the used 15 turn that came with it. Well, when I was out there at the track running, see if I can get this thing in the light just a minute. There you go. A lot of guys told me when I was out there at the track running my laps, they told me I needed to go, straight up come over to me and said I needed to go brushless, I needed to go lipo and everything. But then other guys walked over there and said that truck can compete pretty much bone stock decently. They said it could compete decently, and if I could get good consistent laps around the track where I wasn't hitting the wall and I was just going around and around and around and start getting my speed up and not be hitting the wall, they said I could actually have some good finishes with the motor that's in it. Now what they did tell me I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to drop this. I'm going to have to lower it, which probably means taking my shocks and coming in up at the top and maybe going out with them at the bottom, front and back, to drop it at least. Say try to get it down at least a ½ inch so it'll hug a little bit better, so it wants to go into the turns a little bit better. Well, while I was out there, there was this one guy who kept telling me the worst thing about that oval track is it's really hard on motors, especially if you run brush motors. He said it will eat them up. He said you may come out there and just be doing some practice laps, and if you do 30-40 practice laps, he said you could end up burning one up. Well, I ran probably 20 laps on camera, and then I turned around and probably ran another 15 to 20 more laps off camera that day I had it at the track. And me and my son had already run it out in the yard for about 20-25 minutes. And I'm like, you know, come to think of it, next time I take this thing to the track, I could end up burning that motor up if it's true what he said about the brushless motors, you know, going bye-bye that quick from the track runs. Because you got to think about it, you're going around and around and around. Your main slowdown is when you get ready to go into a curve, right before you go into a curve, when you start to slow down to make that curve. The rest of the time, you're full throttle, most of the time, or close to it. So you're going to strain the motor more instead of the suspension. The suspension should be good as long as I drop it down and lower it a little bit so I'll, you know, be a lower center of gravity. But when you go around them curves and you just sitting there and you putting all that power to it, trying to keep it going as fast as you can until you make a curve, your suspension is going to hold up good, but your motor is going to probably wear out quicker because you're running the motor harder. So that's why I went ahead, went online, found me a good cheap price for a brand new motor. I think I paid $12.83 or $12.93 for that little motor. So that gives me another brand new one, so if I burn this one up. So that way if I burn up the 15 turn that's in it, I got another 15 turn to put in it. Now I have a 3300 milliamp to qualify with when I decide to race. I have a 4200 to do the actual race with. Now the little 1800 that came with it, that's going to be more of just a practice battery, where I can go out there, throw that battery in, make some practice laps just to get a look at how the truck's acting on the track that day. Now here goes. I'm going to break off there for a minute, and now I'm going to ask for some advice on some things. Now, when it comes to the motor, I've heard different ways of breaking them in. I've heard break them in water. You hook the motor up to your battery and to your ESC and everything. You hang it over in like a solo cup full of water, and you just bzz, 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 you know, you just hit the throttle and you run it for a while, and it puts all these black particles down in the cup of water. And then you just run it a little bit till you spin the rest of that water out, and you should be good. Now I've heard that. Other thing I've heard is don't run it in water. That's bad for it. Actually just run it at about a third to half throttle. Do it some in forward, some in reverse, and do that for like one battery pack. Then take it and use like, I think it's called brake cleaner. It's in a spray can. It's called brake cleaner. Take that spray can and just spray the motor out after you've ran a battery pack through it. And it washes out all that excess brush stuff. All that black and everything that you see coming out in the water. So, I want to get some comments on this. I want to get some advice on this. So, fellow rcers, if you would, shoot me some comments on this video. Let me know what's the best way when I do get ready to put this new motor in. When I do, I'm going to run this one until it blows. That's in it. But when I do get ready to put this brand new one in, shoot me some comments on what you think is the best way to break it in. Whether it should be just run it at a low speed forward and reverse through one battery pack, and maybe spray it out with that brake cleaner. Brake parts cleaner is I think what it's called. Or should I just put it in the solo cup of water, run it about half throttle, run it for about half a battery pack or a battery pack, and then spin the water out of it and go on about my business with it that way. I just want to get your advice. Now here's the thing. Here's another thing I wanted to ask. I've been getting told, you know, hey, go brushless, because the brushless motors will last longer than the, you know, brushed. Okay, well enough. But like I said, I am Budget Guy RC. Oh, by the way, my name's Marshall. I'm Marshall with Budget Guy RC. But I want to say that, okay, I watched them guys out there at the track when I was running. I was smacking the wall left and right in the beginning, and then I was still smacking it some later on. But they're telling me to go brushless already, and I'm going, if I can't handle the power of this around the track without hitting the wall like this, I definitely don't want to put a brushless system in here yet. I want to get where I can take this brush system that's in here, go around that track and make 15, 20, 30 laps, never touch the wall when I'm practicing. Then I can say, okay, I've got this truck, you know, pretty well mastered. I can handle the turn. I've got it set up the way I want it. Now it's time for a brushless system. Until then, hey, I'll run the little cheap $12, you know, brush setup. Another quick question for you. Best way to remove paint from a Lexan body, the inside, the windshields. And the best idea y'all can come up with, RC friends and family out there, neighbors, whatever, anybody who does RCing, I need to know the best way to remove these decals. The decals from the outside of the windows and the Lexan paint that's on the inside of the windows. Because when I do decide to race this has got to be clear so it can register the transponder inside the truck when I get one. When I put a transponder in here, it can't pick it up because of these windows. So I need, you know, some advice on what I should do. What's the easiest thing to help get these decals off with? And then what's the best thing to use to get the Lexan paint off the inside of these windows, so that way these windows will be all clear and it can read the transponder every time I go by the start and finish line. That's my other thing I want to ask y'all about. Just leave me some comments at the end of this, you know, at the bottom of this video once I post it. Leave me some comments on what would be best to take the paint and the stickers off. Leave me your comments about what's the best way to break in the brand new motor when I do get ready to use it. Just leave me some comments about that, whether it's water, whether it's just run it, you know, at a medium motion, medium speed, forward and reverse through a battery pack, and then put some brake cleaner through it, or what. And another thing I wanted to ask. Now, like I said, I'm a newbie, brand new, don't know much about the RC business, don't know much about RCs. This thing came with a 2 amp charger with it from Dynamite. Now on that, it doesn't really say what it can charge and what it can't charge. Now I know, I'm not totally dumb, I know it can't charge a LiPo. You got to have a LiPo charger to charge a LiPo. You got to have a nickel metal hydride charger, a lot of times to charge nickel metal. Well, I know it'll charge my 1800 milliamp with the EC3. I know it'll charge my 3300 milliamp with the EC3. And I know I can charge this 4200 with the EC3, you know, with my little 2 amp charger in there in the kitchen. Here's my question. Everybody at the track said if I wanted a little bit more oomph out of this 15 turn motor, to go to a 7-cell 8.4 nickel metal hydride battery if I didn't want to go LiPo yet. They said get me a 7-cell nickel metal hydride battery and start running them. And I think they're 8.4 volts. 8.4 volts. Now my question is, can that 2 amp charger I've got in the kitchen, which takes about 2 hours to charge a 3300 milliamp battery, an hour to charge my 1800, and it's probably going to take about 3.5 to get this one, this 4200. Can I use that charger on a 7-cell 8.4 volt? That is one more question for y'all. So any of the RCers out there that watch this video, if you would, come back and comment on these things I've asked. if I go up to a 7-cell nickel metal hydride battery in this truck, can my 2-amp charger still charge it as long as it's still nickel metal hydride? In other words, it'll be nickel metal hydride, it'll be a 7-cell battery, but it'll be 8.4 volts. Can that charger handle it? Or have I got to buy a new charger just to be able to charge the 7-cell battery? That's my big question. Because they told me that 7-cell, by having that extra cell and being 8.4 volts instead of 7.2, that it would give this thing a little bit more power without going LiPo yet. But like I said, I'm fixing to end this and get off of here. But those are the things I'd like to ask you. So that's about all for this video. How do I get the stickers off the window? The best way to do it. How do I get the orange Lexan paint or whatever colors on the inside of these windows off? The best thing to do it. What's the best way to break in my brand new motor when I get ready to do it? It ain't going to be until this one blows, but just, I want to know. Do I just use water and run it? Or do I do like the other people say, run it about half throttle forward and reverse, battery pack through it, and then use the brake cleaner spray and just spray it out and rinse all that stuff out. So if you would, just get back and comment on that and let me know what you think. And like I said, get back to me about that 8.4 volt 7-cell nickel metal hydride. Let me know whether my charger can charge it. Like I said, it's a 2-amp charger. Let me know if it can charge it. I know it'll take longer because it's 7-cell instead of 6. But can it do it? Or do I have to get a battery charger exclusively made for a 7-cell battery? These are just some things Budget Guy needs to know that he's not real sure on, and like I said, I'm a total noob. Now my next video will either be another run video or it's going to be a cleaning of this thing. That's one more thing I wanted to hit on right before I sign off. How often do you clean your RC? How often should you clean it? Every 3 battery packs run through it? Every 5? Every 10? Y'all comment back on this video when you get through watching. Let me know your opinion, what you would do. I think this one's had 1, 2, 3. This one's had like 3 battery packs run, or 4 battery packs run through it since it was last cleaned. 3 or 4 battery packs run through it since it was last cleaned. Let me know. Some people say run 3 through it and then clean it. Some people say do 5 battery packs through it and then clean it. Some people even say once a week. I don't know. So just hit me up with y'all's opinion and let me know what y'all think about how often you should clean one. But I'm fixing to do a cleaning on it. I've done bought some stuff to do a cleaning on it, so it will be clean soon. But I'm going to get ready to sign off here. If y'all would do me a favor, smack that like button down there if you like the video. And if you want to see more of my videos, I've got 4 other ones up right now. If you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate that. Well, this is Budget RC, Budget Guy RC saying goodbye. Y'all have fun RCing. I'll see y'all next time for the next video. Budget Guy RC out.